Hey, good afternoon, guys. This is Jimmy from Primer is Best. Just wondered, what are some things I'm trying to improve myself spiritually and mentally, physically, in all aspects. I'm trying to improve myself. And so, with that being said, I've been working on my emotions and I've been trying to watch my tongue, meaning watching things that I say and trying not to say anything negative or derogatory. So, here's a couple, I'm going to give you some examples. Here's a couple of things that gets on my nerves pretty quick sometimes, in drop of a hat, snap of a finger kind of stuff. And I'm going to try, me personally, I'm trying to motivate y'all to where you will maybe understand what I'm saying, first of all, and maybe make improvements on yourself as well. So, one thing that makes me mad pretty quick is driving. Any place. Driving. I don't particularly like driving. I used to when I was younger, but I don't anymore. I don't like driving. And part of it is because I know when I'm driving, I'm probably going to get upset for maybe, for a few seconds or something. I used to be really bad about getting angry at drivers in front of me. And I'm sure maybe you do too. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. And, I used to, guys, the way you know me now, I was not this way just a few years ago. I've changed dramatically. And my wife, Mrs. PIB, she's told me many times that when we were out in public, she never knew what was going to come out of my mouth. But since then, I've changed. I've been baptized. I go to church with my wife, and it's just, I've changed. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that I'm a lot better than I used to be, but I still need work. Kind of like an old truck. You get it up on its feet and work to the point it will run and drive and stop, but it still needs improvements. I kind of relate myself to, if you've been watching my channel, I have a bunch of old Chevy trucks, C10s and stuff like that. So I try to relate to that. So in a strange way. But people that when the light, I'll tell you, I'm gonna tell you a few examples. I don't know why, but people that you'll be following behind someone and you'll see a red light way down yonder. And, the light is green. Well, they start getting close to the red light, close, and they'll start mashing the brake to stop. I don't understand that. Then they get through the red light, then they'll gun it again. I don't know why people do that, because you really cannot, you can't take your eyes off the road for a second. You're just going down the road, lickety-split, just humming right along with the rest of the traffic and the guy in front of you, because he sees a red light that I know he knows that if the same speed, he's going to get through it just fine. Remember, there's a yellow light before the red. But they'll start mashing the brake, getting real slow, and then they go under the red light or the green light, I'm sorry, and then they'll gun it again. That kind of tweaks me just a little. People that when we are at the red light, and you're sitting there, and then it goes green, and they just sit there, and that kind of tweaks me just a little. They sit there for longer than normal. I understand people maybe adjusting their radio or something, but when they sit there and the rest of the cars beside them on one side or the other are going, and they've been going, and they're still sitting there, that kind of tweaks me just a little. I don't like driving, remember. Uh, when you're sitting at a red light and you can't go any place, you're sitting at a red light and people have their music blaring, and it's normally music that is junk, just pure junk. And, you can't talk. My wife and I can't talk. You can't hear the radio, nothing, because their music is so loud. I mean, it's just, and you're wondering, what is their hearing going to be like in the next few years? Are they going to be able to hear somebody call their name because the music is just shaking their vehicle? I know y'all have seen that before. That tweaks me a little bit. A couple other things that I'm just going to keep using the same term, tweak, just a little. Is I'm trying to say this in a nice way, but maybe y'all been around people that when you see them. I mean, maybe you ain't seen them in a long time or something. That situation, and you see them, and you can't get a word in edgewise. Meaning, I can't talk, I can't communicate with them. They are just all on me, telling me what's going on in their lives and how great life is for them, and they've done this and they've done that, and they've been on trips, and they've sold lots of cars, lots of trucks, and just on and on and on and on and on and on. And you're just sitting there, and you're trying to find an opening in between their conversation of, hey, okay, that's great. I've got to go. I got some things to do. Where our milk's getting hot in the car, or something to that effect. But you can't get a word in edgewise because they're telling you how great your life is, and meaning, kind of insinuating, is, what have you done lately? I can't tell them because they keep talking. You see, tweaks me just a little bit. Just a little. And I used to get all these things I'm telling y'all, and I'll tell you maybe one or two more things that kind of tweak me, is I'm trying to do better. So, another thing that tweaks me is not so long ago, might have been recently, I don't know when you're seeing this video, but I'll leave a link in the description of this video, and where, the title of it is The Real Reason Why I Didn't Buy the 1969 Camaro Z28, Muncie 4-speed, whatever, a real Z28. Couple of things that kind of tweak me just a little bit. How much questions, which it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. How much was you going to have to pay for it? How much, what was it priced to you for? How much? Well, guys, that's none of your business. Really, it's not. And, the car sold quickly. Quickly. It was a real Z28. It was a real 4-speed car. I was explaining in the video. Look in the description, click on it, and watch it. I'm explaining why I didn't buy the car. And people still ask me to this day, like certain trucks that I used to own that someone else owns now. I haven't had them in years, and somebody will say, how much did you get out of that truck, Jimmy? How much did you sell the truck for? Well, guys, it's none of your business. It's really not. And to me, it's kind of awkward to even ask somebody that. I don't know you. And even if I did, it's really none of your business. It's really not. That kind of tweaks me a little bit. And I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say. But whenever I sell a car or a truck, that whatever I sold it for, or whatever they paid, whatever, that's between them and me. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm a private person. I respect other people's privacy as well, and I'm just not going to disclose how much I sold it for, whether I sold it. There's always going to be somebody complaining. Well, you priced it too high and you ripped them off, or either that, or you sold it too cheap. You could have got $40,000 more for it. There's always those people behind the keyboard there that are constantly on and on and on. I had to delete somebody. Like I said, I don't know when you're seeing this video. Yesterday, on the video of the Camaro I was telling you about, the real reason I sold the real reason I did not buy the '69 Chevy Camaro Z28, and this guy was giving me down the road. I mean, guys, he wasn't holding back. I mean, as quick as I'd answer him, and I was answering respectfully, I'd saying thanks, have a blessed day, all this stuff. Well, that just seemed to infuriate him even more. Well, you should have got it. You should have done this. You should have done that. First of all, it's none of his business what I do, is it? No, it's my money, what I have of it. And it's my wife that I'm concerned with more than I am, making sure that we have enough money. If she has, I didn't know what we was going to have to do if she had cancer. I really didn't know. So, I was playing it, the cards I had dealt, I was playing it the best I could, because I was traveling in unknown territory. I didn't know if my wife had cancer. Our insurance is not that good, her insurance, and she's younger than I am. And so, I was trying to make sure, that we, is a lot of unknowns. And this one person kept on and on in the comments, this one right after the other. He'd have 3 comments before I could get one answered, and it was all derogatory. And, guys, I don't want y'all to have to read that. And I'm not answering. As I've said many times, if you've got a comment, that's derogatory, or you don't like what I'm doing or my decisions, please don't watch the video. Please don't. Anyway, I deleted I can go to the right-hand side and I can remove comments just as much as you write. You can write a whole page, and in 1 second I can remove it. And I wound up just where that guy can never make a comment again. I don't care about anything he has to say anymore. So, I do that often. I was thinking yesterday, and I thought, why am I getting all these comments, this over and over and over again? And, I hear other people on YouTube talk about that too. And, I try to answer every comment on my YouTube channel. I try to answer. If YouTube will let me answer them. Sometimes they won't. They just, I can't respond to some of them. I don't know why, but that's on YouTube's end. But I try to answer every comment, and sometimes, guys, it takes me a long time to answer comments. I just sit there and answer comments the best that I can. But I'm not going to respond to people that's just derogatory. That kind of tweaks me a little. I'll hush. So, when it comes to driving, getting back on the first of the topic here, do y'all remember that song, Fly, Robin, Fly? If not, it's on YouTube. It's from the 70s. I don't know how it made it, really. Fly, Robin, fly. Up to the sky. Anyway, I can't sing either. But when somebody doesn't move in front of me at the red light and they've been sitting there a while, I'll start singing. My wife will start laughing. Fly, Robin, fly. Up to the sky, kind of. They'll eventually go. I'm trying to I'm trying to better myself with more patience and more kindness and understanding. Okay? Maybe they're having a bad day. I think about it like this. Maybe they're having a bad day or something's happened in their family, or maybe they've lost their job and they're daydreaming. Maybe that's it. I'm not going to say the usage of the phone. That's probably it. But people that brag, okay, the way I look at it nowadays, I'll stand there and I'll listen to it or sit there, whatever the situation is. And I'm thinking to myself, as they're on and on about all the accomplishments they've done and blah, 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 blah. Maybe y'all's got family members like that or friends or whatever, but I keep thinking in all reality, they have a shallow life. They don't have a life that's in depth. My wife and I do a lot of things, but I don't brag about it. I mean, I don't brag about it. And that's one thing that's kind of turned me against about going to car shows and and stuff like that, is because some folks that we both know, my wife and myself, they like to brag, and I just don't like to be around them. So I just kind of let it go and think, well, they have a shallow life, and God bless them. They're trying to act like a lot's going on in their life, when in all reality it's shallow, and tomorrow it's gone, whatever. Let's see, what did I just get done? Oh, people that leave negative comments, and asking me questions that doesn't concern them. It's private. Uh, you know, the same thing. I just tell myself, they must have a shallow life. They don't have nobody to confide in, and they're just kind of grasping at straws, I guess. Whatever. I mean, I'll be patient, but guys, I'm just not going to put up with derogatory comments. I just can't put up with it. I don't even want y'all to read it, because if y'all read it, y'all's going to be down in the dumps too, I figure. Because it brings me down. I'm thinking, what did I do to deserve all this kind of talk toward me? They don't know me. And obviously they're not a subscriber to the channel. It's people that's on the keyboard or whatever. And, they're just trying to pass away the time of day, and act like they know a lot and, they know everything. And, they're trying to act, once again, comes back to the same thing, bragging, and then trying to make me feel like dirt and bring them up higher. It doesn't work. It's actually the opposite. What I thought of them in the beginning plummeted down to nothing. And it's really sad. I mean, I hate folks are like that. I really do. I mean, if I don't know how I can say that. If I don't never want, I've said this before in videos, I don't ever want anybody to ever think I'm bragging about anything, because our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ can take everything away from me. As I said before, I could fall over dead right now if the Lord is willing to take me right now. I mean, if my time is up, and the Lord already knows what is going to be our demise anyway. I mean, how our lives are going to end. It could be in the next 2 seconds. I don't know. It could be 5 years from now, whatever. The Lord knows. I don't. And so, I'm just trying to make y'all. I'm hoping that y'all will understand what I'm saying. Try to change. It's hard. It really is. It's hard. It's hard for me. I'm sure it's going to be hard for you. But you and I let's work together and try to change our lives for the better. Okay? And, like when you're driving, you know, what's that song? Don't worry, be happy. Kind of hum that song, or or Fly Robin Fly. I still ask myself, how did that song ever make it on the radio? I don't know. Just a few words, and it was on the top 40. But I'm still working on myself, and and once again, I'm trying to watch my tongue, where I don't say anything bad about anybody, about nothing. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to be more Christ-like, and follow in His footsteps, and and ask Him to help me to be more like Him, and keep Satan and the demons out of our lives. And there's when you read the Bible, and you see how many, just when Jesus was alive, when Jesus was alive, there's no telling how many demons. Of course, Satan tempted Him, right, for 40 days. And I was trying to read in between the lines of He was tempted with everything. So think about that for just a moment. I was talking to one of my church brethren there yesterday, and I said, it kind of dawned on me, or kind of come to my realization in my head of all the temptations that used to tempt me, that used to, ring my bell, what is it? Yeah, ring my bell or whatever. Jesus Christ was tempted with that and more. So remember, He was physical. So think about that for just a minute. He was tempted with everything. Anything you can think of that, and my church brethren, we were talking, as I said, and he was saying that there's several things Satan could tempt him with, and he's liable to fall for it. I mean, he used to fall for it. Me too. I'm no different. There's a lot of things that Satan, the devil, has got me in on, and I told my fellow church brethren there that I said, I just picture Satan whenever he messes me up. I picture him just sitting in the grass, just rolling, laughing, thinking, hey, I got Jimmy again. I got him again. He's so easy. Guys, let's don't be easy. Let's get to the point, all of us. I'm asking you to help me, and I'm going to help you. You tell me what your faults are. I'm going out on a limb telling y'all, and you tell me, what's your faults. Not, you don't have to mention, just say, Jimmy, I have faults as well. You don't have to tell me, but let's both of us, let's all of us, including me, try to do better and watch our tongue, watch our thoughts, because Satan is always whispering in your ear, influencing your mood. He's a prince of the air. He's the prince of the air. He influences people and makes them make the wrong decisions. And we gotta stand up tall and be for Jesus Christ and God the Father, and withstand all that. And after a while, Satan will leave us. And I always tell Satan several times a day. I mean, he's always whispering in my ear, just like he is yours. And I say, guys, Satan, if you don't get away from me, I'm gonna call on the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to banish you before it's your time. And he leaves. The demons do too. I mean, they're all around us. If we could only see all the things that are actually around us, all the angels, all the demons. So I'm trying to make myself better, guys, and I'm hoping that y'all will come on board and help me, encourage me, and I will encourage you. You tell me if you want to, or just say, Jimmy, I'm at fault too. So I'm trying I'm trying to open up my mind instead of being so direct, like when driving, and saying, blah, 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 why don't you go on, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking maybe something's going on in their life. Maybe they had a death in the family. Maybe they're having problems with kids, or they're having spouse problems, and maybe they just daydream for just a second or two or a minute. I don't know. But guys, there's people all around us that are going through trials, and I've got to keep that in mind. That there's other people. It's not just all about me. It's not. It's not about me, Jimmy. It's about everybody's going through a trial. So maybe this video made sense. I hope it did. I'm trying to do better, and I'm hoping I might watch this video a time or two, and it might reinforce what I'm trying to say, and I hope I made sense. I really do. I hope I did, and hopefully, I'm always saying in my videos, or a lot of times, not every time, but hopefully, hope I could change one person's life to maybe think a little bit differently, maybe to think more Christ-like and act more Christ-like. And wouldn't that be a wonderful thing? Wouldn't the world be so much better if everybody would even just fix one thing about themselves? Thou shalt honor thy father and mother. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not covet. All those things. The 10 Commandments, if you're not familiar with it. Y'all have a blessed day. My name is Jimmy, and I'm hoping that maybe one or maybe several people, at least one person maybe, might understand what I'm trying to say and change their life. If you please start going to church and get baptized. As soon as I was baptized, I changed. So it's not, I don't curse anymore. I never did take the Lord's name in vain. I never did. But anything else was fair game. So my wife, as I said, used to cringe whenever we got out in public. It was so easy for me to curse, and I didn't even know it. I didn't know it. I worked around a bunch of men all the time, and I'm not making excuses. And I've heard women talk just as bad or worse than I did. But when I got baptized, I changed. The Holy Spirit came into me and my wife, and we are totally different people. And I mean, I look back on myself now and I think, was that me? And I'm ashamed. I am ashamed. Oh my goodness, I'm ashamed. I'm glad I had enough sense to start going to church and get baptized. Whatever you say sometimes makes someone's whole day or their demeanor. It can change someone's outlook on life by things that you say. So I'm hoping I helped at least one person. My name is Jimmy. I've talked long enough, haven't I? Y'all have a blessed day today. You're watching Primer Is Best on YouTube, and I'm on Facebook, Primer Is Best, Instagram, Primer Is Best. I got a second YouTube channel called Man on a Budget you might enjoy watching. I'm on Instagram, Man on a Budget 1, and Facebook, Man on a Budget. I try to make all my videos, every one of them, family friendly. That, you can sit down with your parents, your kids, your grandkids, your dog, your cat, whatever. I mean, I just, and I like to have fun just as much as the next person, cut up and have fun. But, I'm, at the same time, I'm trying to work on myself too. I'm trying to make myself a better person. So hopefully y'all will do the same. Let me know if you've had any progress with yourself, okay? Say, Jimmy, this is day 2 and I haven't said a curse word, or I've been more patient with people at the red lights, or I've been more patient with people that's talking about their lives, bragging. I don't mind people talking about their lives. Don't get me wrong. That might have come out wrong. I'm talking about people that constantly brag about something. Constant. It never stops. And anyway. Okay. Y'all have a blessed day. I'll be praying for y'all. And if you want me to pray for someone in your family or one of your friends or coworkers, just say, Jimmy, you and Mr. P, pray for such and such. You don't have to tell me why unless you want to, but we'll be happy to pray for you. And we do every day, several times a day. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Please give me a thumbs up and let me know what you think. And if you're thinking about making a derogatory comment, whoever you may be, remember, I'm just going to go with the right to hit remove. So all that writing and thought process you put into making me feel bad, it's not going to work. Y'all have a blessed day. Catch you in the next one, guys. See y'all later.